if you do not mind, is that we refer the motion
Yes.
to the Committee on Rules.
We are in agreement, but just to explain, one example I gave yesterday, even if it wasn't in the rules of court, or even if there's no precedent, if we were in the Supreme Court, and while they were in hearing, I ran after or tried to arrest or tried to mug one of the justices, they can hold me in direct contempt because it's really about self-preservation. So the events yesterday was so grave that yes, we need cooler heads because we really have to discuss the problems of agriculture, the problems of the economy, problems of transportation. Naghihirap talaga mga kababayan natin. And of course, we're all aware that the House voted for impeachment yesterday, so we're all preparing for that. But at the same time, we have to show the world, including our local law enforcers, that you cannot play around with the Senate as an institution. And when you're trying to prevent a member from attending, that is direct contempt of the Senate. So I'm in agreement if we can all agree that we send it first to the
Yes.
legal, and maybe we'll invite any legal staff of all the Senate offices so that they can participate there.
All
Because
right.
it's an issue that, so that we won't take one opinion, hook, line, and sinker, but get all the brilliant minds of the offices of the 24 senators, then discuss it, and we'll hold the reconsideration in abeyance until we have that, if it's acceptable to the former Senate President.
I concur. So I so move, Mr. President.
Thank you very. So, is there any objection to the motion that the ruling, the motion and the ruling to hold in contempt will be now studied referred and studied by our legal department, who will also invite lawyers from each and every OS or office of the senators or the 24 senators? If there's none, then
Mr. President, on the second point,
yes.
the second motion made by Senator Marcoleta proposing that Rule 14, Section 41B of the Senate Rules be amended by including a new Section 41C. Now, while I commend the Senate President for deferring action on the motion of the Honorable Marcoleta, but still, we should bear in mind that if we amend our rules, necessarily we should refer it to the Committee on Rules. We cannot just decide in plenary to right there and then amend the rules. If I am correct in that regard, Mr. President.
You're not only correct, that's what happened. I referred it to the
Yes,
Committee
that's
on
why
Rules.
I express my admiration and commendation for the action taken by the Senate President.
Yes, yes.
So we're clear on that.
Yes. My interpretation, Senator Lacson, is that was the intent of Senator Marcoleta. That because the rules is that 1 day for consideration. Yeah, for a motion, it's 1 day. I'll just paraphrase. So my interpretation, of course, I didn't stand up and go near to Senator Marcoleta, but my interpretation was that my understanding is I always have to follow the rules. We always have to follow. So when a senator makes a motion and there is a specific rule, then we will follow. But the Committee on Rules is allowed to meet right away, but that doesn't mean they can meet right away and not follow the 1 day rule.
Yeah. Thank you for the clarification, Mr.
And thank you
President.
for...
That would be all.
Yes. And to be fair to our former Senate President, Mig Subiri, he also made it very clear that our tradition is that if it is amendment of the rules, we consult and then we not only give a copy. So actually the Secretariat rewrote the proposal, and maybe I could just say that all of these were a product of what happened yesterday, no? And of course, most of us had some sleep last night. I don't know Senator Bato if he had good sleep. He told me he was not able to sleep last night, but Senator Padilla, who stayed with him, said you were sleeping very well. So, but maybe cooler heads today, and hopefully we'll get our job done. No? Yeah.
Yes,
Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr.
Thank
President.
you, Senator Lacson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And also just to put on record, this representation, when this representation filed that motion, I was actually asking the plenary during that time about the possibility of looking into that particular incident. But anyway, Mr. President, we just also want to put on record that what we are trying to approve, Mr. President, the journal of the 61st session Wednesday was last May 6, Mr. President, not yesterday. So just to put that on record, it's May 6, 2026 was last week, and that is the motion that we are putting.
So any
on the
objection
table.
that we approve the journal of the session of Wednesday, May 6, 2026? If there's no objection or amendments, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And before we proceed, may I just put into the records, Mr. President, our gratitude and thanks for our guests who are here with us, guests of Senator Padilla, the Bangsamoro women from Barangay Maharlika, Taguig City. Mr. President, they are here. Guests of Senator Ontiveros, LGU officials of Bulalakaw, Oriental Mindoro, led by Mayor Lumelito Cabagay. We welcome them in this August chamber, Mr. President.
You're recognized and welcome. No?
Mr. President,
Maybe, Majority Leader, in behalf also of the Senate, I also apologize to those who had to stay longer within the Senate yesterday while we were identifying the agents who ran after Senator Bato. I think even former CHED head Popoy De Vera and many others were here. And Senator Pia also reminded me that there are hearings scheduled, and just to inform the body, the tradition is even if the positions are vacant, you can continue with the scheduled hearings because there are the
programs and budgets, but about people, dignity, and hope. Ang pagpasa po ng AIX Act ay isang matibay na patunay na ang pamahalaan ay may malasakit, ay pamahalaang tunay na kumakalinga, handa lagi umalalay, umunawa at tumugon sa pangangailangan ng bawat Pilipino sa oras po ng kagipitan. Again, Mr. President, to all the authors and supporters of the AIX Act, thank you for your unity, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the Filipino people. We stand united, no matter what political colors we have. There is no crisis too great that we cannot overcome. Muli po, maraming salamat sa aking mga kasamahan, both in the majority and minority, at sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Thank you and good afternoon,
Well, the chair recognizes the work of the good senator in social justice and social welfare. Very well taken ang manifestation, except the part that he said he will be leaving the committee. We're not yet that sure, as we recognize your work in that committee. Thank you for your manifestation. Senator,
Mr. President, next to explain her vote, especially on Senate Bill number 1894, is the distinguished lady from Antique, the chairperson of the Senate Committee on Higher and Technical Education, Senator Lauren Legarda. I move that she be recognized, Mr. President.
Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, I would like to thank all our colleagues in the unanimous vote on the free tertiary education amendments.